Hi, I'm Wolf, and today I'm going to show you what's in my go bag. So one of the tricky things about packing a go bag is that we don't know exactly what it is we're packing for. Maybe it's something that only applies to my house and only me and the people I live with have to leave our home, like a gas leak. Or maybe there's a natural disaster and everybody in the area has to leave all in a hurry. Or maybe there's a complete societal breakdown and none of the institutions or the infrastructure that we can usually count on is going to exist when I take this bag and go. So with that in mind, I'm aware that I can't prepare for every possibility, but I want to prepare for a lot of possibilities, and I specifically want to prepare for a lot of possibly life-endangering possibilities. And this is my go bag. So for me, it's really important that everything go in the bag, right? I don't have stuff hanging off it. And it's also important that I can throw it on and it's not so heavy that I can't run while I'm wearing it. And how I leave my house determines whether or not I'm gonna take anything else besides my go bag. If it's in a super hurry and it's literally just grab and run, I'm gonna be glad I have this. If I have some time to pack, I'm probably bringing some other stuff. And if I'm leaving in a car, I'm gonna get a big duffel bag and I'm gonna throw this into the big duffel bag. And then we're gonna go. So what do you pack when you don't know where you're going, or how long you'll be gone for, or what the world is gonna look for like when you step outside? So I'm going to show you the way I've answered those questions, and I would love to see your totally different answers, or if you think there's anything I forgot, leave it in the comments. All right, so here is my go bag. First of all, I have a change of clothes, and it's warm clothes, underwear, socks, leggings, and a piece of fabric, which I take a piece of fabric everywhere I go, and this is one of my older, rattier, holier pieces of fabric, and this can protect you from sun, and it can protect it. This does a lot. Yeah, random piece of fabric, definitely get one in your go bag. Because I always carry one around, when I go, I'm probably going to have 2 random pieces of fabric. All right. I have a trash bag. This could be great for carrying other stuff. It could also be great for weatherproofing. If it rains, I can slice it open. I can use it to cover my equipment, to cover myself. A poncho would not be amiss. I do not have a poncho in my go bag, but I might add one. And I have a first aid kit. So in my first aid kit, there's a lot of stuff that assumes I'm going to be walking very far for a very long period of time. So I have got an ace bandage in case somebody I'm with twists an ankle. I've got gloves. Instead of having a bunch of band-aids of various sizes, I have gauze and I have first aid tape. So I can cut the gauze to whatever size I need it and tape it on. And on that note, I have a tiny little adorable pair of trauma shears, which are also great for bad wounds where somebody's still wearing their clothes. You can slice their clothes off. I have this is allergy stuff. Yeah, if someone gets an allergy and it's closing off their throat, that can be scary. You'll be glad you had this if that happens. Neosporin. In a world without pharmacies, this could save your life. Advil. Moleskin. Again, I'm assuming that I'm going to be walking a lot. If you don't know about this stuff, it's pretty cool. It prevents you from getting blisters. When you start to get blisters, you can put it in, and that can make a really big difference in your mobility. Tweezers, because I need to have my brows kept up in any situation. No, I'm just kidding. These are great for pulling, I mean, I'm not kidding. I do need my brows to be looking good. But also, these are good for pulling out splinters or pieces of glass in injuries. And I don't know what the future in the American Northeast is gonna look like, but I do imagine it will include ticks, and those can be life-threatening. So, tweezers. And then I've got, oh, here's some more gauze, little piece of gauze. I've got some alcohol prep pads. And, oh, these are really cool. Butterfly closure bandages. Here, I'll show you one of them. So these little doodles, they look like this. And when you have like big, scary, gaping gash wounds, this is a really easy way to close it up. You stick it on one side, you pull it, stick it on the other side, close it right up. Yeah, those make big wounds much less scary. And the rest is alcohol prep pads. Cool. So that's my first aid kit. Next, I have in here, I've got maps. Yeah. Paper maps. Whoa. Paper maps. This one is a New York State map, and this one is a New York City map. And something else, if you go to your local bike store in New York City, they will give you for free a map that shows every street in the in 4 of the boroughs, I think. It shows you a lot of different streets. So these are going to be really useful if you're trying to figure out where to go, and for some reason your phone is not fully functional. And then I have a lighter and some personal care stuff. For me, personal care looks like sunblock. I am not gonna last too long without sunblock. And a pair of glasses. Yes, pack your glasses. And a reusable menstrual device. I use the Instead Soft Cup. It's not sold as a reusable device, but it's definitely reusable. Things you will be sad if you need and do not have. All right, now the big pocket. I've got snacks. And the thing about my snacks is they're pretty shelf stable because, quite frankly, I don't know how often I'm gonna think about packing and repacking my grow bag. I kind of want this like ready to go and not think about it too often. And they are protein packed. So I've got peanut butter and cacao, goji, organic power snacks. And jerky. So that should get me somewhere. That should get me far enough to find more food. And then I also have rehydration tablets in the form of Airborne. So packed full of vitamins, minerals, and herbs, and helps with the dehydration situation, and especially helps prevent hyponatremia, which is when you drink too much water and you don't include any electrolytes in that. All right, I have, for my water filtration system, I thought long and hard about what to get. I have lived quite a while on water using iodine tabs, and those are great, and they pack up real tiny, and that's excellent. But I'm also kind of preparing for a possibility of long-term camping, in which case me and a bunch of other people need a lot of water day after day, and this is gonna last a lot longer than those iodine tablets. I also really like the UV ones where you press a button, you click it, you hold it in the water, and it kills all the nasties. I believe that's how New York City is now treating their water. But I don't want to count on electricity for something as important as water. I want my water situation to be solid and long-lasting and, yeah. And able to give water to lots of people too. That's why I don't have the life straw, right? Which you stick it in your bottle and then you can suck it out of that. But how can I give my friend a liter of that? We'd have to keep sharing it. Possible. Anyway, I chose this Platypus filtration system. I trust the brand Platypus. I like these guys. I've never actually used this water filter, but the guy at Paragon Sports recommended it. And this one says dirty, and this one says Platypus. And what you do is you connect them using this thing, this filter. It's sort of idiot proof. There's an arrow that says flow in this direction. So you're gonna plug this side into your dirty, and this side into your not dirty, or your Platypus. And it might be a good idea for me to try using this before I pack my go bag away again, just to make sure I can. Now, according to the instructions, it flows at 1.5 liters per minute, and it should last for 1,500 liters, depending on water conditions. Now, the filter is a hollow fiber membrane, and it should get out the vast majority of the crap that you don't want to be drinking. All right, I have a cup. Cup has so many uses. Quite frankly, I've been to Burning Man too many times to go anywhere without my cup, especially somewhere where I am worried about my survival. I'm bringing my cup everywhere. All right, so my next item is one of my main concessions to psychological comfort. Most of what we're concerned with is about physical safety and physical survival, but this is a psychological thing. Sleeping bag. So I could have packed one of those little foil space blankets that technically keeps you warm, and this is heavier and it's bigger, and I'm gonna be so freaking glad I have this thing. So this is it's a down sleeping bag, and one thing that's essential for me in a sleeping bag is that it's open all the way, right? I want to be able to unzip it until it turns into a blanket. And maybe that's because I can use it for added warmth, or maybe that's because I will find another buddy who will also have a sleeping bag that unzips all the way, or who will have a blanket. And then we will get to cuddle while we share our various warm things. When you are feeling sad and scared and nervous, there are a few things that feel better than being wrapped in a down, fluffy blanket. Okay, so my next item is a solar charger. And I chose the Goal Zero solar charger. It opens up, and it's got all these carabiners, so you can clip it to your backpack while you walk. So you can be acquiring electricity anytime you're in the sun, even when you're on the go. And that's great, because a lot of my experience of camping is you walk during the day, and you only stop walking when it stops being light out. So this lets you reap the benefits of the sun regardless. And I also put, in addition to the cords it came with, I put the cords that I need for my go bag in here. A notebook. This is another concession to psychological safety. I think I'm gonna have a stronger desire to survive if I'm writing about my survival adventures. So this next item is a just in case complete collapse item. And it was my friend Jack who convinced me that this belongs in my go bag. Bolt cutters. Now, in most of the scenarios for which I'm envisioning using this go bag, certainly all of the most delightful and the least stressful ones, I am not going to need these bolt cutters. But if there's something really bad and rules of society no longer apply, we're going to need to be getting into buildings for reasons of food and shelter. So this thing is a major door opener. And these are pretty much the most powerful ones I could find that still fit in my bag. These things are awesome. You could go with something smaller that can saw through locks and bolts, but this is the good shit. Thanks, Jack. And I have here's the only thing in my bag that requires electricity. Although I assume when I get on the go, I'm gonna have my phone with me, and I'm gonna be happy to use my solar charger to charge my phone. But this is a Petzl Bindi headlamp. I think it's a pretty new model, and it recharges with USB, and is super tiny, and it's super powerful. And one of the things I like about it is when you first click it, it goes onto the least powerful setting, and then you click it 2 more times, and it gets increasingly powerful. So that way, if you're just busting it out, you're gonna use it at the lowest power which you need, which will save you energy. Great. And then the other cord I have in my solar panel is the micro USB that will charge this. Oh, this is fun. I learned this at the National Outdoor Leadership School. So this is my pen. It goes with my notebook, but around it I wrapped all this duct tape. It's great. Duct tape holds its stick for a while, and this way I get to travel with duct tape without bringing a roll of it with me. Paracord. Knife. And for me, I want to have a knife that has a serrated edge, right? That's good for sawing through things. If I need to saw through a rope or fabric, I got that serrated edge to it. And then the final item I have, because I really, despite however much fun it sounds like, I kind of am hoping for not the complete destruction of society as we know it. So I have in this bag, I have a copy of my passport, a copy of my social security card, and a wad of cash. So that's my go bag. Please let me know in the comments what you think I missed. And please pack your own go bag. I hope your go bag is awesome, and I hope you never need to use it.